Hello, welcome to the sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Season 2 Invitational in Columbus. I'm Nick Miller inside Brandon Salvatore. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good.
Now, you're doing pretty great. 9 rounds in, 8-1. You have not dropped a game in Modern, and you're playing Mono Green Devotion.
Yep.
Talk about this deck and your process of coming to this deck, because not a lot of people see this.
Yeah. Originally, when I first built the deck, it was a Michael Jacobs article. And really the only big change I did was that I added coursers instead of Wistful Silkies. And then I took out, I can't remember the name of the card, it's the one with multi-kicker to make wolves.
Sure.
I don't know, I didn't like that card because I always hit him with Genesis Wave, so that
Right.
I felt like that card was a little too awkward.
But you qualified via an IQ, like a lot of people have done.
Yeah.
And you didn't realize it was Modern yet, so you didn't have a lot of practice, but you've had this deck together.
Yeah. At the time, I thought it was going to be Legacy, so I was kind of planning for that. And I just had this deck just for fun, because I don't really play much Modern. And I didn't think this was even competitive. I just thought it's a fun deck, I can learn the format. And then I realized it was Modern, and so I started testing with it. And I realized the matchup that I really liked was green-black midrange and burn. And then after reading a lot of articles, it seemed like that was going to be a big portion of the meta.
Right. So
I thought this might actually be a good deck.
I mean, you would be correct. The top tables are just filled with Jund and Burn, so those types of decks are right in your wheelhouse. And this is a deck that Jerry Thompson's been writing about in some of his daily digests. He's been highlighting all these Utopia Sprawl decks. You've got it here alongside your other mana guys, Birds of Paradise, Arbor Elf, which works pretty well with Utopia Sprawl, and then of course Draga Tree Speaker as your ramp. And then we have a lot of cards that we've seen in the past Mono Green standard decks, Burning Tree Emissary and Nykthos combining for a lot of mana.
Oh yeah.
Now, you've got a ton of top end with a bunch of explosiveness. Talk about some of your little combos here with Garrick, how you can ramp Prime Time into like something like Wolf Run and all these little interactions.
So a lot of times, like, what I like to do is I'd say turn 1 Arbor Elf, and then if you get a turn 2 Utopia Sprawl, you can just go out with like Burning Tree into Nykthos and just ramp a lot of mana as early as turn 2. And if you have a Garruk online with Utopia Sprawl and Nykthos, he's just an extra Nykthos activation on tapping both the 2 mana forest and the Nykthos. So you can just easily go out from there, and then I'd be casting Primetime as early as 2 or 3.
Right. Making the Amulet deck look kind of silly when you can just kind of pump it out without this extra artifact and stuff. Now, when you do this, what are you really looking to do? Are you really wanting just Primetime on 2 or 3? Or are you trying to get Genesis Wave going? What's your ideal start when you have this explosiveness?
I mean, when I first started running the deck, I always just wanted to do the Genesis Wave because it's just a lot of fun. I don't know if you're familiar with the combo where you Genesis Wave into Eternal Witness to get it back and perhaps a Garruk to untap your Nykthos and just do it all again. But after playing the deck a lot, I think Primetime's just pretty much where it wants to be. If you cast Primetime on 2 or 3, it puts your opponent on that clock. You grab Stomping Ground, casting Wolf Run, you just threaten to kill him next turn. Yeah,
that's pretty crazy that you can just kind of fetch us up like old formats have shown us is very powerful, can turn any of your mana guys into threats. And then of course you got your value stuff. You got Courser and Eternal Witness to kind of grind it out. And Primal Command is a pretty sweet card I see you use last round. Time Walk a person by putting a land on top, and you get to search up a creature.
Yep. So I really wanted the Primetime that turn, but I didn't have enough to cast it. He had Lily online, so I just grabbed the Courser because I mean that's just a lot of value right there.
Sure. Plus you got a little gain life going on in the Primal Command as well. As you said, Burn's a popular thing, not a bad option to have.
Yeah, between the gaining 7 and then the Coursers, Burn's like one of the easiest matchups, especially with Genesis Wave feels good when you have a Courser. Any land you hit is just value.
That's a lot of life.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that. And then the big haymaker, Craterhoof Behemoth.
Yep.
Coming off a Genesis Wave looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you winning most of your games via this guy or just Primetime?
Yeah, those are most of the games. But sometimes Garruk's ultimate is actually a thing. Like I had a game against Abzay and Company where I ultimated Garruk with a sizable board and knocked him down to 2. And the next turn I played another one, ticked him up, and he swings out at me with like a huge board and I'm still at 18. So I'm assuming he's going to kill Garruk.
Right.
But he attacks me because I'm guessing he doesn't know what my deck's going to do. So I'm like, sure, I'll take it all, go down to 2. Next turn, ult him again and just overrun, kills him.
Yeah, beat him down.
Yeah.
All right, well, the shell looks pretty solid. Your sideboard has got some interesting cards too. Nightly Disciple card we see in standard right now, but again, got to put those burn places in their spot.
Right, like it's already a good matchup. I guess this just seals the deal. Probably not even necessary, honestly.
Yeah, you got to hedge a little bit. Vines of Ashwood, a card we see in the Infact decks, What are you looking to protect with this card?
Mostly it's for the twin matchup. You know, on the stack of the twin, they can't target it.
Tom Ross has taught us all about the interactions between Vines of Vastwood and opposing creatures.
Yep.
Got some Spell Skites, Scavenging Oozes, 3 Ancient Grudge, and 2 Crossing Grip. What are you looking to fight with that?
Again, mostly just twin, so they can't do anything. They can't use its ability on the stack with Split Second.
So would you say twin is probably one of your rougher matchups?
I don't really like the game 1, but after I get to bring in these 5 answers, it's looking better.
Okay. What else kind of gives this deck a problem?
Honestly, I haven't had much testing, but one deck that I really haven't the 2 decks I haven't beat so far, like in all my testing, which isn't much, is Grixis Delver, which I feel like I just might not know how to play against it, I don't know, and then Affinity.
Sure, I can see that.
And I feel like Affinity's just a race. Maybe I just get bad luck when I play it, I don't know. But those are the 2 decks.
Ancient Grudges seem like they'd be pretty good in that matchup.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
All right, well, 5-0 in Modern, 10-0 in games, off to a great start. I wish you the best of luck the rest of the way here.
Thanks.
For Brandon, I'm Nick Miller in the sideboard. Stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Columbus.